Hey guys, just want to share today why I got a $1 million Ferrari. So let me start with this. The first Ferrari I got was a 458, and I got this car like 5 years ago, maybe a little bit more than 5 years ago, but put it 5.5 years ago. And the reason why I got this car was because I wanted to start a mortgage company. I started a mortgage company, and then I had other competitors, other small broker shops. And these people had more money than me, they were bigger than me, they had more experience than me, and I'm the new young guy that's a mortgage broker. And I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? People don't just wanna join the company, people don't wanna come in. They tell me things like, well, who are you? You don't have experience, you're brand new, you're too young, look at the way you dress, and things like that. So I watch a video one day, and this is a video from Ty Lopez. So Ty Lopez, I saw a video, and he's doing the video with a Lambo, and he says, a Lambo, I got a Lambo. But most importantly, knowledge. So he shows all the books behind him. And then at that moment I got an idea, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go get a Ferrari, even though I could barely afford it. And think about this. I'm making about $1.8 million, but I'm spending more than $1.8 million. So my net is negative. And yeah, I'm making, close to $2 million a year, but I'm paying out more than that because I'm paying the office, I have employees, things that business owners don't really know until they get a taste of it. And then they're like, oh my God, I have this, I have that, these payments. I should have just stayed at my broker shop and been a loan officer so that I don't have any of the expenses, but I get my split and I'm good. So I found that out fast, and I'm like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? I can't recruit people. So I said, well, you know what I'm gonna do? Even though I barely have enough money, I'm gonna go out and get a Ferrari. So I get this idea, I show up and I tell Sil, hey, I'm gonna go check out some cars to get some inspiration. I end up in Ferrari, and I can make the story longer, but I wanna make it quick, I don't wanna take too long. So I go from, I think I went to the Bentley dealer, then Aston Martin, then Lambo, and then I'm like, you know what? I gotta go check out the Ferrari. So that's my dream car. I always wanted a Ferrari. So let's go to the Ferrari. Let's see what's up. What happens? I get there. Long story short, the sales guy Philip, really cool guy. He tells me, well, why don't you just apply? And I'm like, okay, well, let me apply. I'll apply. I send a text to Sil and I tell, hey Sil, they're gonna do a loan application. I'm gonna apply, see if I get approved credit, and I don't. And the only cost of that is you put $10,000, I think it was $5,000 deposit. So I put that and I tell Sil, hey, if I don't get approved, then they'll say the $5,000 will be there in Ferrari. And then when I come back in a year from now or 2 years from now, I'm gonna be able to use that for my Ferrari purchase, right? So I run the application, I don't get approved. They call me like 4 or 5 days later and they say, hey, I got great news, Albert. You know what? We approved you. And after sending all sorts of documents and all kinds of things, they got it to work. So they said, all you gotta do, Albert, is you gotta put $39,000 down, which was a lot at the time. I barely had that. And your payment's gonna be $2,100 a month. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. And I'm gonna do the same thing in the mortgage space. And I'm gonna be like, hey, I got my Ferrari. You guys should join the mortgage guys, because you know what? At the time, it was the mortgage guy actually. So the mortgage guy. Join the mortgage guy because I'm gonna show you how you could drive a Ferrari and make millions. And then I started getting all these people and started working. The first month after I got the car, I made $45,000 extra. Why? Because a realtor that didn't give me business decided to give me business because of the Ferrari. I got 3 loans, made 15 grand on each loan, total of $45,000. That paid off the whole year of Ferrari payments and made me more money. I think I had like $18,000 left over after it paid the whole year in that first month because the Ferrari was getting attention. I parked it every day in front of the office, and people would pass by, drive by, and everybody was like, Ferrari. And then I started becoming more and more known. My audience started growing, and then all the success today is because of that Ferrari. So let me tell you what happened next. After that, I bought the 488. But this time, for the 488, I put $5,000 or $10,000. I don't remember the details exactly, but it was around $5,000, $10,000 down. And I was financed so easily by Ferrari because I had experience. I had bought a car like that. The first time you buy an exotic, you know, they're gonna have a lot of requirements. They're gonna ask you for large down payments because you never had a car that expensive, a car loan that expensive. They're looking at car loans. They're not looking at do you have credit cards? Do you have a home loan? They're looking at your car history. What's the biggest loan you had for a car? So 488, I get my second Ferrari and I put 5 grand, 10 grand down, something like that. And I get it so easily. Then I come back, I get a third Ferrari. Then I got the 458 Spider because I wanted a convertible. Spider is a convertible Ferrari. So that was my third Ferrari. Then I go back and I get a super fast. This is the V12 natural aspirated engine. Love this car. But now I came back and then I got the SF90 million dollar car, SF90. Now, as you guys know, right now, the mortgage industry, the rates went up. So a lot of refis are not that easily available anymore. People are not refinancing. So all the refinances are, you know, pretty much wiped out. You could still refi some people, but you know, if they need cash. So right now the rates are really high. So that affects the refinances. So this is a correction time. So it's an adjustment that's going on in the mortgage space. So for a lot of people, they're like, Albert, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Why are you getting a $1 million Ferrari right now when mortgage is going through high rates and all that? Okay, well, there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, number one, I made a lot of great decisions. I made great investments. I have a lot of flows of income, and we have a real estate company too that's called Ambiance Realty. We get a lot of mortgages from our realtors that are happy with our mortgage guys, and it's all about purchases right now. Ambiance Realty is blowing up, and we have the mortgage company, and we're doing a lot. We're focused on purchase loans, so we're good. Now, having said that, I probably wouldn't have gotten the Ferrari right now if I got it right now. And let me explain what I mean, okay? This car, $1 million car, I didn't buy it today. So I didn't buy that car last week or 3 days ago or whenever I went and picked it up. This car, or whenever you're watching this video, this car I didn't buy today. This car I bought it a year and 2 months ago. So a year and 2 months ago, that's when I made the decision, I'm gonna get this car. And why? Let me tell you the story. Because for this car, not anyone can walk into Ferrari and order it or buy it or get it. This is an investment. This car, I'm gonna show you. Martin, can you throw me the paperwork for the Ferrari? Thank you. So guys, I'm gonna show you. So here's the paperwork, okay? Ferrari SF90, okay? So I'll put it in the screen so you can see it. But this is a 2022 SF90 Stradale, okay? And if you see, I paid $593,425 for it. It's brand new, but I paid MSRP value. So I got this car a year and 2 months ago for $593,425. We'll put a picture of this later on the video, so you'll see this. Now, this car is selling for $1 million. Look it up. I'll show you some examples right here. So this is a great investment. Ferrari has truly changed my life. It is an asset. It's almost like $500,000 that I just made just buying this car. But I bought this car a year and 2 months ago. That's when I ordered this Ferrari, and because I was able to order it, like I said, no one can just go in there and get this car. You know, they make 500 of these cars. Of this one, this is a rare one. This is a special car. This is not like any of the other, like the smaller models of Ferrari. This is exclusive. So you need to qualify for this car. You gotta go into you gotta buy 1 Ferrari, 2 Ferraris, 3 Ferraris, 5. You gotta become a Ferrari collector, and then you're able to order these cars. Now, some people might be asking, Albert, well, they only made 500 of these cars. How'd you get it? The $1 million car. Like, why don't you just flip it and make a lot of money? Well, that's not the way it works. Okay, you can't flip a Ferrari, especially like this one, because then you'll get banned. Ferrari doesn't like it when you flip their cars. Ferrari believes in loyalty. That's one of the reasons why I love Ferraris. It's about loyalty. So they want to keep you as a customer for life, and you gotta respect that. So I would never flip this car ever. Plus I love it. It's so beautiful. You guys can see the picture right here. I'm gonna put it up. Now, I went ahead and already ordered my 6th Ferrari. Why? Because it's another special Ferrari. So this is a special, they're like special cars that Ferrari makes that are limited, and you have to qualify for them. So this Ferrari that I just ordered, all I gotta do is put a deposit, 10 grand, and then this car is gonna get here a year and months later. So I don't have to worry about that. So I just put the 10 grand, I use my, I use one of my Amex cards, and just 10 grand, that's it. And the next car is ordered, the 6 Ferrari. Now, let me tell you how I got it, okay? Like I said, I do these videos because I want to give you guys value. It's all about value. You know, like I explained before, I'm pretty well off, I'm wealthy, I'm happy. I live a dream life that I never need a vacation from. Like everything in my life right now is at the highest level, and I don't depend on one company. I have multiple companies, and I have a lot of flows of income. So I'm not worried about just, I don't have one flow or 2 flows or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 where if something happens, I depend on those things. I am very solid right now, and I'm gonna continue to get more solid because I made great investments and great relationships, and I never burn my bridges. So very important, never burn your bridges, because when you burn your bridge, you're done. You're done. The space of the 1%ers is very small and very tight, that if you mess up with the wrong person, it's game over for you. So let me explain how I finance this car. So this car, I could have bought it cash, easy, but it doesn't make sense. So for tax purposes, and talk to your tax person, okay? Because I'm not a tax expert, I'm not a tax advisor, I'm not here to tell you about taxes. However, I got an open-end lease because I am able to write off this car. So it's an open-end lease. What that means is that it's like a lease but a purchase. So you're really buying the car, but it's a lease. It qualifies as a lease, which means you could write off the lease payment. So talk to your tax people. I got an open-end lease. Every single Ferrari has been an open-end lease. So every single Ferrari that I got, open-end lease. What does that mean? You lease the car, and after the 4 years, 6 years, 5 years, whatever the term is, then you get a balloon payment where you owe the car. So whatever the residual is, the balance, in other words, the balance you have to pay off at that moment, or trade in the car and hope that it has equity. Obviously, a Ferrari is a very good purchase. Ferraris have always made me a lot of money. Because of Ferrari is why I'm where I am today. So every time that happens, when it comes to the deadline, where I have to buy the car or trade it in, I have a lot of equity. And you know, I make my decision. Do I want to keep it? Do I want to finance it again? Do I want to extend the lease? Do I want to trade it in? This car is a car that I'm never going to trade in. This car, I'm going to keep it forever. And I always say that. But until La Ferrari, now I'm going to go ahead and get one of those La Ferraris. So thank you. Let me know what you think about this. Comments below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Driven Channel. And I'll see you guys next time.